Dance Arts of Columbia provides fitness fun for everyone from 3 years old to adults. Dance Arts is a good environment where the friendly staff makes you feel comfortable. Dance Arts feels that dance is an art form that you can experience firsthand by learning tap, jazz, modern, musical theater, lyrical, and ballet. Dance Arts urges you to enjoy a sense of accomplishment while getting fit and having fun. For class information, call 875-1569. Dance Arts of Columbia, serving Columbia since 1979.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on this Monday, May the 11th. May, as you may or may not know, is National Stroke Awareness Month. And I've got a doctor with us from MU Healthcare, Dr. Vikas Gupta. Good to have you here. Welcome to Radio Friends.
Oh, thank you very much for having me on your show. Thank you.
It's our pleasure. And you were here to tell us about MU Healthcare, the fact that it is a level 1 stroke center. Now, that's a pretty high honor and a very important thing to know for us in our area.
It is the highest level of the stroke care recognition for which the University of Missouri Columbia has been recognized by the Department of Health and Senior Services in the month of March of this year. What it means is that the patients can get the best and the most technologically advanced stroke care for patients who are having either the clotting or a bleeding type of the stroke here at the University Hospital.
And many times, just a few minutes one way or the other can make a big difference, correct?
It makes a big difference when it comes to patients with stroke. Time is brain. Every minute that goes on in a patient who's having a stroke, 2 million neurons are dying every minute. Every hour that goes by...
Wait, back up. 2 million neurons are dying every minute?
2 million neurons. When it comes to stroke, time is brain. Every minute, 2 million neurons are dying. So this is very, very important when it comes to the family members, to the EMS personnel. Everybody who's involved in the stroke care should remember that every minute that is passing by, our brain cells are dying if the patient is experiencing the stroke caused by the blocked artery in the brain.
How do you know if somebody has had a stroke?
So it's the clinical signs and symptoms. You know, the classic signs of a stroke caused by a blocked artery in the brain is sudden onset of neurological weakness. One side of the body becomes weak or paralyzed, sudden onset of drooping on one side of the face, the speech becomes slurred, the patient is either unable to understand or unable to speak. Gobbled speech is like having a hot potato in the mouth.
If that happens, what do? You call 911 immediately?
Immediately, the best course of action is to call 911 and get to the hospital that can provide the highest level of stroke care ASAP.
Now, I asked you this, and I want you to tell our listeners. I said, if you're with somebody that's having a stroke, should you call 911 and wait for the ambulance or the helicopter to come, or should you call and then take that person to the hospital? And you said...
The best course of action is actually to call 911 and wait for the EMS to arrive versus taking the patient down to the hospital yourself.
Okay, it's better to wait for the ambulance or the helicopter to arrive.
Yes, sir.
All right. If people want more information on this, they can call 884-6775.
That is correct.
Right. And you can be assured that you're the level 1. How many level 1 stroke centers are there in Missouri?
In the state of Missouri, there are only 10 level 1 stroke centers
only
at
10
present.
of all the hospitals in Missouri?
Of all the hospitals in Missouri, only 10 are the level 1 stroke centers, and the university is one of them.
Yes, well, we're very fortunate to have it here in Columbia.
That's correct.
Dr. Vikas Gupta, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure.
Did I do okay with your name?
Oh, fantastic.
Okay, 884-6775 for more information. But the bottom line is, if you suspect that someone is having a stroke, call 911 immediately. Don't take them to the hospital yourself. Wait for the helicopter or the ambulance. You're better off.
Yes.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you.
All right, now I turn to my friend Liz Schmidt over here.
Morning.
League of Women Voters. And what have you got coming up?
Well, this is not only Stroke Month, but Mental Health Month.
This is Mental Health Month, too.
And the League of Women Voters was given $5,000 by a lady who had worked in mental health for quite a few years. And when she died, she left the money to us. We are using $2,000 of that to provide training. I think you've also had on the Boone, I have to look at this.
That's okay.
It's the youth in the county's 6 school districts.
Uh-huh.
And all the teachers, they're going to try to train to look for signs of mental health in middle school aged children.
A mental illness in middle age.
Or mental, not necessarily illness, but problems that arise in their family. Maybe the parents are going through a divorce and the kid is not themselves.
Right.
They're different than they used to be.
So the teachers are going to be trained to recognize this.
Right.
And perhaps ask some questions to see how they can help if there is a problem
and
going
they would
on.
be referred to a counselor. If it were a serious problem, they would be referred to someone in a hospital here, a mental health hospital, or let's see, our money is just going for manuals and instruction, which would cover about 100 teachers.
Okay.
And I think the other thing is that, remember the Children's Grove that Ann Deaton had worked on in the Butterfly Garden over there?
Yes.
This is all to raise awareness of mental health in children. And
Because that's a lot bigger problem than most people realize.
yes.
It is a much bigger problem than
Right.
most people realize. Sometimes you think you can just sweep that under the rug.
Right.
But it's there.
Or to say, oh, it's just a kid acting
Right.
out or whatever. Whereas if you can catch it early and you can get to the professionals that can help, like the school counselor, and the school counselor can refer on if that's necessary. But anyway, that's what some of the League of Women Voters education fund.
But I tell you,
money
you
is going
ladies,
for it.
you've got your hands in everything. And you're trying to help so much in the community, and you do a fantastic job.
Well, and I also want to point out, if I have time, the state legislature adjourns May 15th. And that's
So they
not-
got 4 more days. 4 more
days.
days they got.
And if they don't get some of this stuff straightened out, I think we're going to have to vote on voter ID laws, which the League has opposed, tightening up to make it harder for people to register to vote. And gender pay...
That's what those voter ID laws are.
That's right.
All right.
They're trying to close down on people having an ability to get to the polls. The other thing is gender pay equality, minimum wage raising, and then our old friend Medicaid is back.
Medicaid expansion.
The Medicaid expansion, and of course the legislature just thinks that's the worst thing in the world that can happen to people. The money in politics, campaign finance, and climate change. Remember that?
Yeah.
We're working on all of that, and we seem to be
You
on
got
the
a big
bad-
job. You got a big job,
we're
I'll
on
tell
the
you that.
Wrong side of all of that.
And you're going to try to accomplish something in 4
4
days?
days.
Good luck to you, Liz.
We'll see.
Are you going down there over
Yeah,
the next
we've had
4
a
days?
Medicaid day, and we had a minimum wage day, and they come down, and few of them come down and talk to us, and most of them hope will go away tomorrow.
Right. All right. If the people want more information, what's the phone number to call, Liz?
Okay, let's see. What is our phone number? 445-0655.
All right. Liz Schmidt, League of Women Voters, pleasure having you here. All right. Tomorrow, Phoenix Health Program. Our program directed by Travis McMillen, Reynolds Journalism Institute, audio, Pat Akers, KBIA. Our floor director is Brendan McDermott, and our assistant producer and guest coordinator, Uncle James Mauser. We'll see you